So Sonic is a worldwide known character. Like, everybody knows the name Sonic. So you guys have Sonic 4 coming out, and it looks remarkably a lot like the original Sonic, and some might even say a little bit too much like the original.
Who's saying that?
So what would you say to really say, no, this is why this is a step up?
Sure. I mean, the idea behind Sonic 4 is that we wanted to go back to what Generation Xers loved about the Genesis, right? They really liked 2D, they liked the momentum-based gameplay, the platforming, and so we do have sort of two lines of Sonic right now. We have Sonic Colors, which is a 3D game, you know, made for kids, which is terrific in its own space. And for Generation Xers who grew up on the Genesis, we have Sonic 4. It's going to be fully 3D rendered, but everything happens on a 2D playing field. And the idea is definitely to sort of bring the franchise back to what fans grew up with. So we're going to be offering this game in sort of episodical content. And what we're doing with it is making sure that we're really catering to that fan base. I think one of the big things that really speaks loudly to that point was that for when we were developing, we actually extended the development to incorporate a lot of fan feedback into the game. So when you take a look at the final build, there's an incredible level of polish being done to it, even as far as small things like level tweaks that we did to make the levels flow easier. We shortened the amount of time it took Sonic to go from inert state to maximum speed. We even added a blur effect to the quills now, so he really looks like he's hauling ass. We did a lot of really fun stuff for the fans, but the important thing to keep in mind is that it is Sonic 4. It is that next game that you were hoping to play. So if you're looking for that next sort of Genesis experience, this is where to find it.
Now, what are some of the new aspects and features in Sonic 4?
Well, for every new Sonic game, we always had something new, right? So Sonic 2, we had Tails, introducing co-op. For Sonic 3, we had the different kind of shields that really changed the gameplay. For Sonic 4, we're incorporating the homing attack. And what that does is it really changes the tempo of the game. So Sonic will be able to reach areas he wouldn't have been able to reach before, or attack enemies quicker, or chain attack. So that kind of tempo pacing really changes the way you play. Now, you don't have to use it. We've definitely designed the game so that if you want to play the classical way, you can do that. But if you want to play with the homing attack, it definitely adds a little bit of differentiation to it.
Now, you mentioned Tails. Does any of Sonic's friends make an appearance?
Not in Episode 1. Episode 1, we're focusing on Sonic, and what we're trying to do is sort of bring people back to what it was that they liked about the Genesis. So the levels and the zones we have, some of them will be inspired by the classic games, and the idea behind that is to sort of reintroduce you to what you loved, and then really blow the doors open after that.
What do you think it is about Sonic that gets gamers so excited? Like, what sucked us in at the very beginning of everything?
I think it's just the speed and the platforming. I mean, when Sonic came out in 1991, you know, we had things like Mario and everybody, which was great, but there was no really fast platforming gameplay. And you know, now we've seen where that evolved. I mean, you see racing games have evolved. When you see Sonic Unleashed, we really went faster. The idea behind it, obviously, is that he's just this great platforming character that I don't know if he resonates with everybody, but everybody has fun playing him.
Well, great. Thank you so much. I know I'm looking forward to it.
Terrific.
I love Sonic.
Thank you. Cheers.